What's up, Jolinator Club? Alright, so I've said this before, and I am back today with my spoiler talk for Logan. And yes, that is my disclaimer right there. This is full-blown spoilers for Logan. If you have not seen Logan yet, don't worry, I have a spoiler-free Logan review. Check the description below and watch that. As for the rest of you who have seen Logan and you're here for me to talk about, and you're here to listen to me talk about spoilers, here you go. Alright, so I'm not going to touch on every single detail in Logan, but I'll touch on the major things that you guys have seen if you've seen Logan at this point. First of all, I'm going to start off in the beginning. When we see Logan for the first time in this movie, he's with Charles Xavier, and Xavier is just down on his luck, and so is Logan. You know, Logan is just damaged, and he doesn't really have his healing powers anymore. They're not really working. He can't pop his claws out, or they might really, really hurt him. And, you know, things are just down on their luck. Now, Xavier is having these sort of, like, spasm-type things, or panic attacks, or whatever. And it turns out that Logan's there watching him, and he always gives him his shots. Now, of course, eventually they come across X-23, or Laura. I think it's Laura. And, of course, when Logan first sees her, he knows who she is, but it's not until these guys start attacking the place where Logan is, Logan starts doing some really cool stuff. But then eventually, when X-23 pops out, she pops out the claws and then comes out, and you're like, what's that she's holding? Oh, snap, it's a head. She comes out with one of the dude's heads. She sliced that guy's head off, and it rolls on the floor. And man, I was like in at that point. Now, the best thing about this movie is how far Logan goes in order to protect both Xavier and this girl. Because the thing is, he wants nothing to do with this girl. I don't know if I said this in my spoiler-free review, so if I didn't, I'll say it again. For the most part, when we see X-23, she doesn't say a word for most of the movie. And eventually, you know, they continue on, and they get to Hera's, and then we get this whole trippy scene, like everything's just crazy, and Charles is having this whole thing. Like, Charles Xavier in this movie has this thing where if he sends like a signal or whatever to somebody's mind, it could kill them. And we hear for the first time that Charles Xavier might have actually killed the X-Men, and that's what I'm going off of. But that whole scene in Hera's where Charles is having this whole, this thing going on in his head, and then you have all these people attacking Hera's, and Logan is just trying to get up there. He's like clawing his way up, and then eventually he gets into the room and shoves his claws into these dudes' skulls, and there's this one guy with a gun. He turns over and looks at Logan, and he's like, oh no. And there was one shot where, like, Logan's claws went straight through this guy's skull, through his eye. That was awesome right there. And then eventually, Logan gives Charles his shot in that scene, and then everybody just drops dead. Now, this movie, I should mention, definitely humanizes the character of Logan to the best degree. You know, if Logan was a human being, an old man, this is what you would get with this movie. And I should really touch on that. As they continue on down the road, they come across this family that live on a farm. They've lost their horses, and now Logan, Charles, and X-23 stop over there, and they help them get their horses back, and they say, why don't you come by at our house? We'll give you a place to stay for the night, give you some dinner and stuff like that. Now, this is a wonderful played out scene because it's just them accepting hospitality, and the one thing that really got me in this scene, I'll mention this right now. When Charles Xavier is going to sleep, eventually you see him die, and he's like, Logan. Like, he gets this vision, like, Logan? And when I first saw that, you guys might think that I'm crazy on this one, but for a second I thought that was Sabretooth Turns out it's not Sabretooth. It's a clone of Logan. It is the Wolverine. It is, a different version of Logan. It's a younger version, and it's a clone. Kills Charles Xavier, and then kills the rest of the family. And, oh man, that is just a gut-wrenching moment, and oh my gosh. When we see Logan going up against this thing can't be killed. And then eventually when Logan starts taking hits from this clone, it's just like, ow! And you really see Logan in pain, and it's just, oh man, it's gut-wrenching. Now, eventually, after Charles dies, it's Logan and Laura. They're together, and now they have to, he has to get her to, what was that place called? I can't remember the name of the place. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but still. He gets her there, but this leads to the final fight in the forest. Logan takes some big juice, and then he just goes at these soldiers, shoving his claws into their skulls and everything, and it's all awesome. And he's doing it with X-23. Awesome duo together there, guys. But then eventually, when he goes up against the Wolverine clone, he's back to old man Logan. He's taking hits, and then that Wolverine clone takes Logan and shoves his head into that stump. I think it was like a tree stump, and then X-23 comes in and then just finds the adamantium bullet. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, she finds the adamantium bullet and blows the Wolverine clone's head up. I think. Regardless, she kills it, and this is the most heartbreaking scene in this movie. When I saw this scene, oh my gosh, you guys are going to understand where I'm coming from when I say this. I wanted to cry. I literally wanted to cry. When Logan dies, he looks at X-23 and he goes, "Be what you are, not what they've made you." Those are amazing last words from this character. And then finally, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, when X-23 finds that there, she's like, Dad, and she's just bawling her eyes out, and then eventually you have Logan being buried, and you have the cross right there. But this is my favorite scene of the entire movie. X-23 takes the cross and turns it on its side, makes an X, and I really like that. That was a smart move, and I absolutely loved that. Oh my gosh. Guys, in the end, Logan was the absolute best X-Men movie I have ever seen in my entire life. I will now ask you a question that I would like to know from you guys. Actually, I was going to ask you something relating to Logan, but I'm going to do something a little bit differently as a bit of a celebration. Recently, I reached over 50 subscribers on my channel. Thank you guys so very much. You guys are awesome. So, in celebration of this, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. That's right, guys. I'm going to be doing a Q&A for anybody who has a question for me. So, anybody who would like to know anything about me, as long as it's, a question that won't get a ridiculous answer, ask as many of them as you want, post them in the comments below, and let me know what you guys would like to know about me. And then very soon, I would say maybe April or May, yeah, maybe around April or May. I don't know exactly when, but that's when I'll do the Q&A, and I will answer your guys' questions. Anybody who has a question for me, post them in the comments below. I want to read them. I want to know what you guys want to know about me. You guys are the best. Thank you so much and as always, thank you all for watching. And if you like this, like, comment, favorite, hit that subscribe button, and join the Jolinator Club. Chest bump.